welcome to the TVMusic Network Podcast with Phyllis and Belinda. I'm Belinda.
And I'm Phyllis.
And today we're going to talk about the soap operas.
Yes.
Daytime TV.
Daytime television.
We're going to talk about Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful.
Which aired both on CBS.
Days of Our Lives.
On NBC, the last one.
And General Hospital.
And the ABC staple, and that's the last one. That's on air too.
There's 4 soaps left. I can't believe there's only 4 soaps left.
I know.
There was a time when we used to watch so many soaps on all the networks, and I miss that.
And correct me if I'm wrong, there were at one point like 13 soaps at once. Those were like the main ones. NBC had 3. CBS had maybe 5. ABC had 4. Those were the good old days.
The good old days. But there's still 4 left.
Yep.
There's still 4 left, so we must support them.
And watch and support them.
Yeah.
Hope they get better. Hope they get, support them when they're great. Support them when they're not. Be vocal with what you want to see. And let's just try to keep the energy and the spirit alive for the shows.
Going, so that way they can keep them going and all that. And keep them on the networks and stuff. But who knows? There's also other soaps developing and everything else on the networks. But we're sticking with the daytime television ones on these networks. So let's get started. Let's start with Young and the Restless.
Oh, good Lord.
Young and the Restless.
Yes. Young and the Restless is currently the #1 soap opera in the United States on television. It's been that way for years, as it being #1. Of course, it settles on Victor Newman. He's like the main character. He's the big, patriarch of the show. He runs the company, and it's about him and his family, basically. And then it's a rivalry between him and, Peter, I can't even think of his name. Jack Abbott. That's basically what the core of the show is. Go, Belinda.
But if you're watching it these days, you would never know that. Young and the Restless. Well, you know what? Let's just start. It's not feeling very young to me, and I'm getting very restless. And I don't know how to say it, and I thought it was I just said it. And I thought it was just me.
No.
And then I thought, well, sometimes it's just me. And then I let me look on, a couple of social medias and see, what people are saying, how people are feeling, and people are feeling the same way.
Yeah, well, the show has been pretty heavily on this baby story.
Yes.
The character of Abby having a baby. First, she had to decide if she wanted to have the baby. Then her husband was working undercover for federal agents. And so then she had to decide if she wanted to still be married while she's trying to have the baby. And then when she decided she'd have the baby, they used the character of Mariah and the character of Devon to get together and have this, super baby. Is basically what I call it. Mariah was pregnant with the baby. Then Stitch came. Oh, my God. Just the most ridiculous thing ever. But Stitch came, and he didn't want to have the baby for some reason. I still am not clear what his motive was for wanting this baby. But he kidnaps Mariah.
We really don't know. They really just...
I know.
Ended it. It just, ended.
Yeah.
He even made his explanation, then he ran, and so did the story, because it never came up again. Unless I missed it. I don't think it ever came up again.
He was going to the store. Not like he committed a crime. But anyway.
Yeah, he was like, oh, you hungry? I'm going to go 7-Eleven real quick. You want what do you want? Some chips?
Yeah.
I'll get you some.
So then Mariah gets postpartum. Then they have the baby. Mariah gets postpartum. And Devon and Abby were working together as a team to help Mariah get over her postpartum and her baby thing. Now she's over it. And she decides she's going to have her own baby. But that's a different story. But then getting back to the baby, Devon now is attached to the baby. Abby's husband's back. So now it's Devon's is Abby's husband the right father for my child? Plus, should they be raising them or should I be raising them? So that's kind of like where it is right now. What are your thoughts on that story, Belinda?
Oh, it's driving me crazy. It was driving me crazy before. And I don't know how to even...
baby?
This whole... Okay, it got to the point where Chance was missing. That's where it kind of started. He was missing. No one could find him. And right. I mean no one.
Right.
And we're not talking about their average people. We're talking about people who have money.
Yeah, and federal agents who are trained for stuff.
Victor, Devon, agents, and everybody else. These people have money. They have resources. They have everything. They cannot find him. Abby gets a hunch. This is after her teleport dream. She gets a hunch, takes the baby to Devon's house and says, "Oh, can you watch the baby? Because I gotta go." Which I don't understand why. Oh, then the nanny will come with you, and she'll move in. We have a nanny will come with you to make sure we can take, when the baby needs nanny time.
Because that's what rich people do.
Yeah, and I'm gonna leave, and he's like, well, okay, and then she just takes off, and then she finds him.
That's neglect right there.
She just goes, checks an hotel in Spain, starts just calling like through a phone book or something. It was like, what is this? She finds him. She finds him on her own. There's a debate who should go between Jackson, he's going to go, and I can't think of Abby's mother's name at the moment, but
Ashley.
I know it's Eileen. Ashley said they're going to go. Victor said he was going to go, and she said, no, I'm going to go, you stay home. So they go, get on the plane, they fly, on their private jet, and all of a sudden,
they're using that jet a lot.
Yeah, they're researching, and they're going places, and all of a sudden, she calls her mom. I found him. He's safe. You can't tell anyone. Everything's okay. So-and-so.
She didn't have to pay any money.
She hangs up. Of course, she tells Jack, turn the plane around. We found Chance.
Nobody's supposed to know, but turn the plane around.
Turn the plane, we found Chance. And then it just got to be just silly. Do you want to come back? Do you not want to come back? Do you want to go? Oh, and it's not so much... Okay, maybe this is the thing. It's an hour show.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where it was like Abby and the Restless. I don't know who made this decision.
A lot of Abby.
I don't know who made this decision to the storyline. Storyline could have worked out. This storyline could have been fine. But it got to be so overkill.
Yeah.
To like every single day. And then I was watching it.
I stopped watching regularly.
And you kind of I'm making a joke out of it because all of a sudden I would see another character. And I'd be like, oh my God. There's somebody great on here. Here's another character to look at. And the other character will be somewhere having coffee, because they're always having coffee. And then all of a sudden, somebody will show up and they start talking about Abby and the baby. And it's like,
oh, wow.
Do people have another life? The perfect example was Nate and Elena are there. They're having coffee. She just got from work. She's tired.
Nice.
They're sitting there. They're just having coffee, talking about life. They're a couple. They're getting closer. Life. They're thinking about moving in. I thought, wow, we got something.
Right.
Something is happening. All of a sudden, here comes Sharon. Oh, I guess still in. I get some coffee. Everything's fine, All of a sudden, Devon comes in. Hey, how you doing? So. Is everything okay? And they start talking about Abby and the baby. It's like, oh, my God. Okay, I understand naturally you would see him. You would bring that up. Yeah. But it would have been easy for Devon to say, yeah, I've been stressed out about it. One sentence. And then, what's up with you guys? Oh, no. A full-on conversation. So, and it's like, who made this? And then you would see...
It's like Abby and the baby and Chance aren't that interesting to warrant a 45-minute conversation.
Yes, it would be... Yeah, we're talking, it's an hour show, so you got 42 minutes, and 39 of it is related to Abby and the baby. That's how it got to be. Then you would see, like, Mariah, she'll be at somewhere...
Thinking about the baby.
Her and Tessa will be somewhere, and then
Taraji.
Well, that's their little name. They put their name together. Anyway,
and it comes to Taraji.
No, it doesn't go to Taraji.
I'm sorry, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you said.
It doesn't come. I said it doesn't come to Taraji. Yeah,
okay.
I was about to say that, and but it doesn't come to that. Anyway, but I'm just like, and then she'll start talking about it, which makes sense, and then the other day. It's supposed to be, it's winter time. The other day they showed their house This big, huge house. I look. It was like this. You could tell it was straight up like a picture. It looked like it was a Christmas card or something.
The slates.
The slate. I was like, is that supposed to be their house?
Yeah.
It was just weird the way they showed it.
Their slates.
It was the way they showed it, and then all of a sudden, and then I'm thinking, okay, so they live in this big, Abby lives in this big house and all that, and anyone can just walk up to the door. Okay.
Yeah.
But you think you would have some type of security.
I know. It's a small town.
Or whatever, but every time people just drop by. No one calls. No one gets on their cell phone and calls. They just show up at the door. Hi, just thought I'd come in, check in. Just thought I'd be here or whatever. But I do like that the nanny. I like when the nanny was like, no, they're not here. You're not coming in.
There's a real nanny?
Yeah, there's a real nanny. But I like when the nanny was kind of like, no, you're not coming in. Like, I'm going to have to put a stop to this nonsense.
I'm not cleaning no more.
Then he was like, let me just put us away. They're not here. And then, like, she told Mariah goes, oh, well, it's the baby. No, the baby's not here either. Well, where is he? If someone's got to tell her that the baby, is there that, oh, God. Anyway. And then, so then Chance, and then I like how they make out, and then they take off and go have a drink.
Oh.
Okay, they had a scene with Abby and Chance. They home, they make out. And then she goes to the baby, and then he takes off, goes downstairs. He goes to have a drink. Okay, like, no, nothing, no something. She hear the door close. No, he left. And then you have Amanda and Devon, and they're home, and they make out. And then on the couch. Everybody's making out on couches on this show. It's like, do people have... First they all live in hotel rooms.
Couches are kinky.
Then now they're in homes.
They have apartments.
Now they're in places with beds, but they never make it. They always are like on this couch, and I don't know if that. I don't know. But
they
anyway,
don't have to build another set.
Okay, that is probably why. Yeah, they come down. Yeah, that was when you're right. They went downstairs.
Couches are romantic and kinky.
I guess. So then him and Amanda make out, and then she go sleep, and then he takes off to go have a drink. It's like, don't you have drinks at your house? Do you want to go out and get some fresh air? It's cold.
Yeah.
It's snowing. Dwight has a big wine thing in the back of his house. It's like just sees what. So of course they set this up so they can get together, and then they meet up. Okay, they meet up. Chance and Devon meet up, and they start talking. And Chance starts talking about this PSTD, so and so.
Use it against him.
Take the baby away. Yeah, he already started. I don't think you're in your right mind, and all this kind of stuff. I'm worried about my kid and all. And I'm thinking, I'm not trying to sound mean, but it's a surrogate story. And I guess the bottom line is, this is why you should have your friends be your surrogates. Get an unknown person. You have a contract. It's signed. And then a part about that was Amanda. I thought this the other day, and then Abby said it. I had to laugh because I'm like, Amanda's like giving him legal advice. That's because she's a lawyer. Also, she's the lawyer, which already is a conflict of interest. And then Abby goes, it's kind of hard when you have a lawyer right at your house thinking, making these things up every day. I thought to myself, and it's like, then they're trying to make you, I like Devon. I like his character. I like him. Why are you doing this to him? Can we give this guy a different storyline?
Yeah, he has led a different storyline. Ever since they knew... I kind of felt like what would have been more interesting is if they would have been like Devon and Abby fall for each other.
Yes. And
then here comes Chance. Or Devon and Abby fall for each other. And then Amanda's all jealous and causing trouble or being all weird about it. And we get no Chance. Well, I don't know.
Yes, I can see that. And then the way they set it up, you thought Mariah was going to go take the baby. Then Mariah got kind of bent out of shape. When she found out the baby was there.
That's what I'm like, Mariah's like, I'm out.
Whatever, but I thought she was going to get upset trying to take the baby and all this, but then lastly, I haven't got the Friday show yet, but as it unfolded on Thursday's show, I haven't watched Fridays yet. I meant to. But as it folded, he went over to see Devon and said, I don't think I'm right for this. I think you're right, and so on. So then, of course, Abby goes out the house, and she goes to Devon's house. Oh, I didn't know you were here. What are you doing? And she said, are you trying to tell me that you think that he's... And you're just like, no. But anyway, so I just think it could have worked out. This could have been a good story if they didn't overkill it.
Are you grading it a C? What you giving it?
Oh, okay.
If you had to grade it.
If I have to grade it now, it's going to a D. Because it's just getting to be so... It's just getting to be so D for damn. And it would be okay if they were showing other stuff. It's just like... Nothing else is happening.
Yeah, that's
you have
like the
all
main
these
focus
characters.
right
It's
now.
an hour show. Nothing else is happening.
Yeah.
Show me something else. There is one other thing happening, and it's this Ashland storyline.
Yeah, okay. That's the one for me. I'm like, this is the one that made me stop watching every day. Because Ashland, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Is he a con man? Is he not a con man? Did he used to be a con man and now he's reformed? But him, Ashland, and Victoria, this part, it's not clear. I understand that they don't want it to be, but I was like, and you have to correct me on this because I probably don't know all the facts. There was that woman, and he stole somebody's identity.
Yes.
You know, the Zack Slater story is what I call it.
Yeah, it was. It was Zack. They took that straight from all my children, said it wasn't as good. It isn't as good.
So I'm trying to figure out, like, they took it to a whole new level. They got married. They went to Italy. They
went all in and nothing happened.
Yeah, but then
they actually got married. No one busted in. No one came. I was like,
right. That guy was like locked in that room the whole time. I thought he was going to expose the whole thing, but then he didn't. And what I'm trying to figure out now is he's trying to take over the company, or he's not trying to take over the company.
I think he's trying to take over the company.
That's where I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm good.
That's what should have happened 6 months ago.
Yeah.
6 months ago. It's kind of like...
I feel like they had to have a stall, and that was just a production thing. They couldn't avoid that.
I don't know. It was kind of like they had it all written up. And they had it all written up with this Tara chick, I think she's gone.
Oh.
It's like they had it all written up.
She was my Peter.
Yeah. It's like they had it all written up. They had it all planned out. And then Kyle and Summer left the show.
Yeah.
I didn't sign. It's that they were going to sign. They were like, oh no, what are we going to do? Let's just...
Do your plan B.
Yeah, there should always be a plan B. That's what it sounded like. I mean, I don't know. We have no inside scoop on that. If we did, we would tell you. But it just seemed like that's what happened.
Yeah.
So then it seems like, okay, so they came up with plan B. Like, okay, so we have 3 weeks to come up with plan B. So they came up with Jesse Gaines, which I know a lot of people didn't like the Jesse Gaines storyline. That actually interests me.
Not me.
It actually interests me when he came.
Not me.
It was like, this guy shows up. He's blackmailing him.
Didn't care. He's
coming up. And so. Okay, I know you didn't care. I was interested. It was like, this has got me interested. You got this guy. He's popping up. He's doing everything. Billy's involved, of course, because he's...
Billy's involved in everything.
And I thought...
Is he involved in Abby's baby?
You know what?
That might be the one thing he's not in.
That might be the one thing he's not in.
I'm sure he has an opinion, though.
It's one thing he's not in. And he's the only other person that gets airtime. When they don't show Abby, they show Billy. Well, Abby's every day. Then they show Billy.
Every other day.
And then, Billy's every other day. And then when they're not showing Billy on that opposite day, then they show Sally and Chelsea and Adam and everybody else. Basically, everybody else gets dumped in that day.
Gets a crumb.
Because I really don't think there's been a day. I think there was one day Abby wasn't on. I thought, oh my God, Abby's on. I haven't seen her. It's 11:30. She's like, not on. No, she wasn't there. But then there was a conversation where they talked about her. And I was like, oh, we were doing so good. Yeah, so that Jesse Gaines was actually interesting me until... all of a sudden it was interesting me until they got into the story. He finally confesses. And then he says, oh... And you're gonna get the story. You're gonna find out why this guy's blackmailing him. You're gonna find out everything. And then guess what ended up being? He sits there and says, "Oh, I had this friend."
Spoiler.
Oh, no, it's not a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
It's not a spoiler.
I just wanted
this
to
happened weeks ago.
Okay.
He goes, "Oh, it's not a He goes, "I'm gonna tell you the truth. Finally, after lying through everything else."
Oh
and he
God.
goes, me and this guy, we were like best buddies. We hung out time. My father was abusive, and so and so, so and so. And then one day we had been drinking. We got into this car, and we got into this car accident. This is Ashton saying the story.
The Zack Slater story.
Yeah. We got into this car accident, And the car, he burned the things. But I grabbed it. We had matching tattoos. And then we grabbed his ID and so and so. And I just took his ID. So my real name is Bobby DeFranco. It's like, what?
And then,
what?
Well, how would you have the presence of mind to take your friend's wallet who died?
Because he wanted to get past everything so his family could find him. So then Ashlyn's dad goes down to identify him and by the tattoo, because everything else is gone, by the matching tattoos, he said that's how that's how Bobby DeFranco became dead. And parents,
he became Ashlyn Locke.
And then he decided just to go on and be Ashlyn Locke. So then there was this interview, all of a sudden, that he goes to apply at this magazine, and he goes as Ashlyn. The lady hadn't met him. He already sent his resume. Like, really?
That's so weird.
You came up with that? It's
you know what it is for me, too? It's these stories that probably happened. It's recounting something happened 30 or 40 years ago.
Yes.
To a character that we have no interest in or not invested in. They did the same thing with Amanda and her family.
Yes.
Her dad died 40 years ago, 30 years ago, and he had this big fight Victor. Do something that's actually on canvas.
On canvas, yeah.
At that time.
Because what they end up doing is ending with Amanda. They kept telling you about what happened 40 years ago.
Yeah.
With no flashbacks, because no one's been on the show.
Right.
And they're telling you a story, and all you get them is them talking about it.
Yeah. And I'm like, if you really want to do that, then you hire some actor who could have been whatever age so many years ago and tell that story that way. If you must do it.
And then what I couldn't understand, too, is after Ashlyn finally told the story, Victoria was like, okay. And I'm thinking, are you that desperate? Are you that? It seems like you're so
Victoria's tougher. She'd be like putting up with this. Yeah. I don't know.
And then when her brother's trying to step in and investigate it, she's like, leave me alone. And then Victor's like, we don't care. The other thing makes Victoria happy. Nobody cares. This guy is lying. Red flags all over the place. And then they jump all over Nick's case.
He's making Billy look good.
Because he's trying to investigate. They jump over Billy's case because Billy goes, I don't think his name's even Ashley. That's what it wasn't. But it's like, Billy's just an ex-jealous husband.
Yeah.
And then something. And I'm just like, really?
I don't know.
I mean, I understand this could be love at first sight and love at first spark. But it's like, love at first sight and she had all these blinders on. It was kind of like she was like, I'm getting married regardless.
Yeah.
And now they got the struggle where her and Billy have joined in, teamed up now, because she's got to get Adam. Billy was intended to be... I was like, what is going on here?
She's getting revenge on Adam and the dad's company because of Ashlyn?
It's just dumb. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. But I could tell. Now we got to switch of actors coming now.
Oh, that's right.
We got to switch of
Actor
actors.
Ashlyn is being recast.
And then I'm still with Billy and Nick. Is he even really sick?
Yeah.
I mean, is that going to come up now? It's like, so now it seems like they're kind of, they're going to change the storyline a little bit. It seems like, like they were going to change the storyline a little bit. And they were going to make him, now he's doing stuff like, oh, I don't need Victoria's permission. Victoria's busy with this. He's replacing people and bringing in.
Which reminds me of that movie I just watched yesterday, which was Suspicion. With Cary Grant. It's that exact same story.
Well, maybe they watched it 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But anyway, what do you want to see more of?
More of?
Yeah.
When Chelsea was in that wheelchair and she was framing Ray.
That was great.
That was good. I'd like to see more Chelsea in that sense. I don't know about Adam. I don't know. Chelsea, Adam, blah, blah, Sally, Chloe, that whole little clique. I'd like to see more of that because it can be, a little crazy. Then I would like to also see, if I can, just a little bit of Faith, that little boy Moses.
Well, they're yeah.
Yeah, Devon could have more scenes with Moses. Lily, oh God, she could have more scenes with Moses, but I'm, kind of done with that. Then maybe Faith with a little bit more of her parents. That whole little interaction, I could use that a little bit more. I'd like to see Nate and Alani.
Yeah.
And
they're on my list.
And Amanda's sister, I don't know what her name is.
Amani.
I'd like to see more of them.
Yeah.
And not more of just her. They're sitting there eating. Here she comes.
Take out.
And take out and she leaves. I mean, actually more than that.
It's like you wrote in. Yeah, I like to see more of Amanda's family.
Oh.
And what I mean by her family, not so much mom and pop, but mom and pop, that could have been so good. Grandpa, sorry. That could have been so good.
Yeah.
But they showed every single thing off screen, including, then they even did a reenactment.
I have to figure out what I need to do with my grandpa in court. Or I'm going to take him down, but then
it went on forever. And then one day,
you didn't see him.
Then one day, she was talking to Kristen LeBlanc. Michael. She's talking to Michael, and then they go, and she comes home, and she's talking to Devon, and she's telling him about the trial.
Yeah.
And they show the flashbacks, and she's in court. So they actually put her in...
I never saw that.
No, they did. They put her and Michael in a room, in a box, and filmed these 3 court scenes. I thought we finally have seen a court scene 20 weeks later. It was just like...
Wow.
We could have used that earlier.
Yeah,
so I take it,
more invested.
So I take it Grandpa's gone. He's probably not coming back to the show. And we haven't seen her mom. Mom's running around on... I guess Mom's busy in D.C. on the Oval.
Oh, good Lord. But yeah, I'd rather see more of that. I'd rather see...
Can I see more of them? And then her
Abby
sister.
and her little story, less of that.
Yeah.
And then less of Ashlyn and Victoria and whatever business that is.
I mean, you got Amanda there. You should have just kept Hillary, but you got Amanda there.
I know. I'm so bummed.
I know.
Hillary needed a family. Hillary needed all the stuff, and Amanda is getting all the stuff that Hillary never got.
So now Amanda has this law office now, and she her and her sister.
A scene?
No, they haven't.
Oh, okay.
They went looking.
Yeah.
And
they can take one of the empty rooms or offices in Phyllis's club.
Well, yeah. That's the only time you see her outside, because her and Phyllis have become friends. And it's, I don't know, just more of them, her and her sister. Let's get her sister mixed up somewhere. Does she only, she's got a crush on Nate, and they show that,
we all do.
Yeah, yeah. But she comes in and all that. Let's get her, look at her. She's a beautiful woman. Let's get her walking down the streets and giving everybody looking.
Yeah.
You got Noah running around acting like a stalker. Let's get Noah. Let's get her looking at Noah. Noah's like, oh, I'm kind of liking, my ex. She's like, let rock, dude. Or Nick about to get divorced. Let's go. Or let's have her start some competition with Billy and Lily.
Yeah.
Let's do something with her. She there.
I don't know.
I want them to be, and then Sharon. Can Sharon do something besides, hi?
Pour coffee
and counsel people. Let's give her something else to do.
I don't know.
She could use some Abby's time. Come on. It's an hour show.
Yeah.
It's like an hour. It's really, and I hate saying it, but it's really getting to the point where, like I said, I have not watched Friday's show yet. I watched it. I usually watch them every day. You watch all 4 of them every day. You tape it so you can speed through the commercials, just so you can save some time. Because, watching all 4 on a daily basis can get a little daunting. But it's like, am I going to watch Friday's show?
I don't know.
I may not watch it.
I don't think I'm watching it.
It's like, wow. But it looks like now they're going to lead into, like you said about maybe the 2 of them, Abby and etc. hook up. You said they trying to, I don't know. I haven't watched Friday's show, but it looks like, what are you trying to do now? They're all going to agree now. He's going to get his way with this baby. It's
he's probably trying to manipulate them, and then
I don't know. No, but he's making it, and then he's like, this baby needs this and baby that. I'm like, no, this baby needs its diaper change, some food. Yeah, and a warm blanket. You acting like this. Yeah, you acting food. Like this kid is 5 or 6 years old. He ain't going to school yet. He was a blanket a month ago. He was a blanket. He wasn't even a baby. Calm down, dude. Calm down. And I like to see him at work. Less of. Well, Abby. And I've already gotten tired. Chelsea's back.
Yeah, I like Chelsea.
And I'm already getting tired of her.
Oh, the antics?
She just came back.
I think they're funny.
And I'm also tired of Sally. They have ruined Sally. Sally was on Bold and the Beautiful. I was rooting for Sally.
Chelsea and Sally are too much alike.
Yeah.
And they need to differentiate.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the crazy one and who's going to be the one who could be crazy but not.
Yeah, I'm already tired of it. They just got there. She's jealous of her. She's jealous of her. And then Chloe. Okay, why'd you hire Sally? I don't want to hear it. You hired her.
Yeah.
You knew her track record. Lauren fired her.
No, and not so much that she hired her. It's that she's still employed after everything that she's done since she's gotten hired.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's like you would have fired her so fast, you know? Maybe because Adam thinks she's hot, but come on. This is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was rooting for her because she got screwed on Bold and the Beautiful, in my opinion. She came on there.
She moved to LA.
I thought, you left LA and you're in the small city. And she's walking around. She owns the place. And maybe because in LA, you know, you would run around doing your antics. To me, it doesn't work in this supposed to be a small town, you know? I don't know. Anyway, so that's The Young and the Restless. That's
The Young and the Restless.
That's what happened this week on Young and the Restless.
Oh, God.
Because that really is what happened on Young and the Restless this week. There really was nothing else happening.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the Chelsea, Adam, and Sally. Oh, do you want to go to New York? Oh, they tried to get rid of her, send her off on a trip. So-and-so. And then she's like, oh, Adam, you want to go with me? So-and-so. And Adam's like, no, I told you. You know, it's like, oh. So that's basically what happened. Abby, Ashlyn.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Abby, Ashlyn, Sally, Chelsea, and a drive-by with Nate and, and Mariah and,
Mariah and Tessa.
Mariah and Tessa.
Going to commit to each other or get married, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it. That's all that's happened.
Oh, God.
All the characters, all that's happened.
Yeah.
Everybody else, you know, came in the coffee shop, got some coffee and laughed, and Billy and Lily. That's it. That's all that happened. All these characters, our show, I don't understand. Maybe our next podcast needs to get better.
Maybe.
Speaking of...
That's all that's happening.
That's all that's happening. Let's go over to the Bold and the Beautiful.
Okay.
Because that's all that's happening.
Bold and the Beautiful. Guess what?
What?
Brooke drank on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
She doesn't know. She hasn't had any desire to drink. She's an alcoholic. She drank for the first time in like a while. And she has no idea how she did it and all that stuff. And it happened on New Year's Eve. That's basically everything that's happening on the Bold and the Beautiful as far as Brooke is concerned.
And this will be going on until probably February sweeps.
Yeah.
Until March. We making a breakthrough on this by March.
Yeah.
Because the one thing about Bold and the Beautiful, I can tolerate it because it's only 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30-minute show, it's 19 minutes, so I could probably tolerate it more than I tolerate Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
But it's getting to the point, and I said I had stopped watching for a while, and I said I wasn't going to come back because you could just read what was happening, and it's nice to see the people and support them and everything else. But then TK joined the show.
Playing
Ridge, Thurston K, one of our favorite soap actors. So I thought I gotta come back and see what he's doing. You know?
He's been back. And he's doing the same thing.
Yep.
Always professing his love for Brooke. Then something happens and he thinks it's bad and he takes off running. And
I don't know if it's a rumor or if he said in a magazine article, so it's in print. Or I don't know how he put it, that he was planning on taking some time off in the show and going to Europe with his family and all that.
Yeah, taking an extended vacation.
So I was thinking that he'd be taking that extended vacation. Maybe he's filming it now. Maybe he's planning to take that vacation by March or April. So I figured when he takes his vacation, then I take my vacation.
But I just wonder.
Did that change?
Because of the pandemic.
Yeah, did that change? Because I was planning my vacation from that show with his vacation.
Okay.
And maybe we come back together. But
let's get back to the show for a second.
Back to the show.
Okay. Brooke, she's trying to get her sobriety back and stuff. She confessed to Ridge that she drank on New Year's Eve. She doesn't know why, what motivated her and stuff. And then she went to a meeting so that she could talk about talk about her sobriety. She felt comfortable with a group of other people who were alcoholics. Ridge went with her to support her, which I'm like, this is great. This is fantastic. We'll see it. The only thing I didn't see any PSAs about alcohol. Did they? Alcohol, substance abuse.
Yeah, why did they make? Now that would have been the time to make a PSA, not that one you made after they had Biddy commit suicide, and then try to do a PSA about suicide, which was so insulting.
Oh my God! Yeah, that was the storyline from the summer.
Let's not talk about it. Anyway.
Okay, so she did
I still can't watch it after that storyline.
She got the PSA and all that stuff. Okay.
Maybe it's coming.
Yeah. No, Brooke can't figure out why she's drinking. There's something going on with Brooke, but the audience knows why Brooke started drinking. Okay, she had this non-alcoholic champagne at Christmas time that was so good, so fantastic. She wanted to have some for New Year's Eve, so she goes to a restaurant where I don't know to order this bottle.
Yeah.
Of non-alcoholic
because it's down the street. It's not far from Forest Recreation in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, you can order anything from Bevmo, from the grocery store.
Yeah, basically.
Instacart, click
we're
a button.
We're in LA, yeah.
Yeah, click a button.
They live in Beverly Hills. These people live in Beverly Hills, in LA. We live in LA, and we have access to all this stuff. But these people on this show with money and in Beverly Hills, Ellie can go to one restaurant to eat. They only have to, call, No one uses in the age of DoorDash and Postmates and Grubhub and Instacart and assistants.
And the fact that she's a forester.
And the fact that she's a forester.
Pam can't order her.
She wouldn't have went there. It would have came straight to the work. She
so
wouldn't have home or straight
to
the house.
While she's there, she runs into her arch nemesis, the mustache twirling Sheila, who hates Brooke. Oh my gosh, she can't stand Brooke. Apparently, maybe Deacon, who is back and is the father of one of Brooke's children, it still has a crush on Brooke, and Sheila's jealous, incredibly jealous. I can't really figure out Sheila's real motivation. But Sheila finds out that Brooke ordered a non-alcoholic bottle of champagne, and she's like, oh, screw this. Oh, I don't think so. She takes a real bottle of champagne and goes through this whole chemical experiment. I'm going to get a torch. I'm going to take...
In her hotel room.
A blow
dryer. In her hotel room in Beverly Hills.
And I'm going to switch the champagne labels.
Yeah.
So then that way Brooke thinks that she's drinking non-alcoholic champagne, but it's real. And then I'm going to sneak it back into the restaurant.
Yeah.
And put it in a bag or something that they only know. It's like, come on.
So that way the guy can deliver it.
So the guy delivered the champagne. So Brooke thinks that she's drinking like some non-alcoholic champagne. In the meanwhile, she's getting tipsy because Sheila has put a bottle over the real one. And Brooke's like, this tastes good. Oh, it's so weird. So she gets all boozy. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Ridge is out of town. Ridge, who never ever goes anywhere, all of a sudden goes out of town.
Well, this guy, when the high-priced client called for New Year's,
Thomas.
And he's supposed to come and all that, but they want him to come with designer clothes and all this stuff. Yeah, Thomas should have went.
Yeah. He couldn't send Thomas. He couldn't send his second-hand designer. Zende couldn't go, because wasn't it just stitching something up? Eric? I don't know. It just seemed really convenient.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that Ridge is out of town while Brooke's drinking her heart out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden...
It wasn't really good, yeah.
So she goes from non-alcoholic champagne when she's really drinking regular champagne, and then apparently regular champagne makes you thirsty for other alcohol. Because all of a sudden she's like, oh, what about the vodka? Drinking the vodka, blah, blah, blah. And then
I guess it does. I don't know.
Deacon's there.
Well, after this time we have some champagne.
I know. Having this big...
We'll have to see if it makes you like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. So they're having this big, New Year's Eve party. And Brooke gets all drunk. She gets all upset when she finds out that Ridge's plane can't make it in time. So he's not going to be there. She gets all upset. She gets all...
I forgot. Where did he go?
He went.
Was it the Bay Area or somewhere? I thought he went to the Bay Area. I thought where he was going to be back that night.
Yeah.
But then, of course, his pride, it was
A weather delay.
Like it was foggy or some nonsense. Yeah. So he wasn't going to make it back until like the morning of the 1st. Yeah.
So then I feel like this New Year's Eve night has been going on forever. Because it's all they've been talking about.
It's January. And then that one flashback that they show over and over and over again. They showed it so much that it doesn't even match what happened because she poured out the vodka into the plant, but then in this thing you see, but then when she was there cleaning up, the bottle was still there. Like, was there another bottle?
Yeah.
Did it show up?
I don't get it.
Maybe Douglas brought it.
Oh, yeah.
Because in the midst of all that, Deacon tried to kiss her.
Right.
Deacon tried to kiss her. And Douglas left his bear or toy or something at the door. He wanted to go get it. He can't sleep without it. Leon told him no.
Yeah.
So he sneaks out to go. And I'm thinking, yep.
He's
a little rich kid because that kid, you left my house and went next. I don't care if you went next door. I told you didn't go. And you went. We're not sitting there telling you, oh, it's Mommy kissing Santa Claus. Oh, no, you have it wrong like the song. It's I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus.
And then he's saying it for no reason, just to say it.
I can see he's a kid. He was curious about it. He saw Grandma kissing Santa Claus.
I know.
And Liam blew it off.
Yeah.
Okay, Liam should have been checking him about going next door and all this other stuff in the song. And then when he brought it up again, and they're like, oh, no. We got to talk about it. And then after she asked about it, are you sure? Then Hope goes over to confront Brooke. And the dialogue was just like, really?
Yeah.
She was like, you know he doesn't lie. I'm confused, Mom. I know he doesn't lie. You got to tell me, who were you kissing? And then she says...
And Brooke's like, oh, my God.
And then Brooke's like, oh, he saw me?
Yeah.
He said he saw a Santa hat, and he's confused. We need to find out. So that's the only clue they got. Brooke, no one else thought anything else had happened.
All you got to say is, I was drunk, I passed out. Number one, I don't remember. Yep. Number two, I went to meetings. I'm trying to figure out my sobriety and all that kind of stuff. I want you to support me. Number three, I can't recount the events of that night.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Easy.
Yeah. Number four.
Yeah.
Why keep Deacon a secret? He made a pass at me. I told him I'm not interested in him. I don't want him, so he can't come into my house anymore. Done. I guess it wouldn't be a storyline.
It wouldn't be a storyline. Okay, they could have done this so much better. Okay, you got her drinking. Deacon makes a pass. He kisses. Okay, she was so drunk. Then they start doing vodka shots and telling their stories and reminiscing. Then he kissed her and she's so drunk. It's like, what?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It would have been better if she would have had the champagne. The bottle that's the champagne, and she was just going to have a little bit of bottle. Say some, only she's going to drink it. Everybody else is, can drink. And then Deacon's a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
So no one thought this was...
a stalker.
Yeah, and no one thought this was wise for him to be drinking shots and stuff with him. It made no sense.
You need to leave. And he's like, I don't think you want me to. No means no, motherfucker.
Get out.
Leave means leave.
It could have worked.
I apologize that I cursed.
Oh, sorry. It could have worked.
I just don't get it.
If she had the champagne. And since it was champagne and not her non-alcoholic champagne, she got tipsy.
Yes.
She got tipsy. And she hadn't had drunk in a long time. So she is really like tipsy. She hadn't ate since 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's now, 3 in the morning.
Oh, I just don't
There's no food lying around. She ain't got some chips on,
Yeah.
And then Deacon makes the pass at her, or Deacon goes, oh, you're really drunk. This is really weird. I'm like, let me take you.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and I had a drink, and I'm a real alcoholic, and Deacon drinks the vodka. She doing vodka shots. So then, of course, he takes her upstairs and carries her, and they wake up there in bed. But nothing happened.
Yeah, and then he's all on top of the covers. Hey,
yeah.
Wait a minute. I told you to leave my house. What are you doing there?
And she's like, come help me clean. I can hear now. Help me clean.
Yeah, you help me clean.
The maid ain't coming till tomorrow. Help me clean. Ridge is coming home. So, of course, Ridge is coming home. And then, of course, he goes out the side door, which leads to Hope. Ridge comes in the front door.
Yeah.
Right? No one cleaned anything. He's kissed all over her. He don't smile. I'm like, I guess she went to the bathroom when she got out of bed and brushed her teeth.
I guess that's what the vodka means.
And did everything.
I don't know. But the whole thing.
And then when he left, Hope and those guys didn't see him. Well, I guess they were asleep. I guess they were sleeping in. And then
I saw everything.
Yeah, but didn't see him leave. And then the thing that's so annoying about it, is that no one locks the doors. You think by now you would lock your damn doors.
And then when the side
lock your doors. Yeah, you would lock everything. Number 2, they had the party. She wouldn't go in Ridge anyway. I don't want to go. I don't want to get dressed up. The kids are coming. The kids, they live next door.
And they were done by 8 or 9
And then the kids were knocked out. They were upstairs asleep. And instead of just leaving them there, they're at Grandma's house. What's the big deal? They're asleep.
Yeah.
Hope and Liam were like, oh no, we gotta
we
gotta leave. If that's the case, if you were taking off at 8:30, I could have went over to I could have been doing the Mile High with Ridge on the plane coming back or something for New Year's. At least we would have been together.
It was just weird.
They would have been foggy together. She could have been her non-alcohol champagne there.
There was so much plot that doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit the character mode or the character.
Yeah, they just wanted to set it up. They just wanted to set it up. They could have this drinking story.
Oh, and then Sheila. Oh, what happened, Brooke, on New Year's Eve? Did you really do something? Did you fall for my trap? I really need to know. And then Sheila can't remember. She just remembers that she switched the labels on the bottles, that she went in the little thing, and it's like, why do they keep doing that? We remember.
Yeah, they keep showing her.
We remember.
Yeah, and then when they don't show her thinking about it, they show her talking to herself about it over and over again.
Yeah.
Then she goes to the restaurant and she's talking to Deacon over and over again. He don't understand. Brooke don't want to see
what happened on New Year's Eve, Deacon? Was everything fine? It's like, God, you're nosy, number one.
And then the Beverly Hills restaurant. Okay, so I don't know who they try to fool. Okay, you walk into a Beverly Hills establishment. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Okay, they have a Beverly Hills restaurant is like overstaffed. It's like people everywhere.
Yeah.
I know she used to work there, but the guy goes to get some. He's gone for 3-4 minute conversation.
Yeah.
This guy is gone until the point they even had a customer get up and ask Sheila, "I'm looking for the bar, just looking for the guy." I'm like, "Where's the waitress? Where's the hostess? What place in Beverly Hills?" Didn't they even, to add insult to injury? I guess they figure if you live in Beverly Hills, you'll just laugh with it. To add insult to injury, they showed you. Like how they show area, the areas and all that. They even showed you like the street. I'm like, wait a minute, this thing's supposed to be over. There's no way. This isn't happening. I'm like, this isn't happening.
Anyway,
it would have been better if the bellhop. Oh, don't be starting a hotel. She's saying that. But it would have been better if the guy who works at the bar was like, "Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Did you need something?" She goes, "Oh no, I was just eyeing this bottle of champagne." And he goes, "Well, if you want to buy it, this one's reserved. If you want to purchase one, you can go to the front."
Okay, and then why is it sitting on the counter and not like underneath the bar? In a bag, in a box.
Yeah, so that's what he could have said. And she could have been like, "Oh, okay." And then at least I would have been more into it.
Yeah.
Or if they had been like, "Excuse me, we're not open yet.
Yeah.
We open at 11 o'clock. But she's coming on in the door. I'm like, is the door open? Is there shipments being made? How is this door? The place is closed. He's sweeping and everything ready.
Right. I don't get
And he's sweeping everything ready. And she's just walking in and out, prancing in and out. And I'm thinking, I know you're slippy. I know you're slimy and all this stuff too.
Yeah.
But and then, now that we have Brooke and this whole drinking storyline, you think we can move on to other stuff. No, we can't. Because we have Steffi and Thomas who are in their 30s, acting like they're 10.
Damn.
I miss my mommy.
Yeah.
I miss my daddy.
So great
you guys could be together. And so. And then on Friday's show, which I know you haven't watched yet, on Friday's show, Steffi says, okay, Taylor just shows up at their place, at their work, and the three of them are working. Thomas and Steffi and him are working.
Yeah, Taylor's back.
She's looking at this picture. Taylor walks in, and Taylor's like, "Oh, this is what I miss." And then I'm like, "Miss what? You don't work there."
Yeah.
And I was like,
you're living with your daughter now.
I miss the party and so it's one big happy something. And Rich is like, "It's a party. This is our office." He was saying everything I was thinking. I'm thinking, I forgot who wrote that script. Because I'm like, okay. Did Michelle write them? These are Michelle writes them. They're kind of like the things I'm thinking in my head. Like she's writing, let me write this and put what people are actually thinking. And she's like, okay. And then Steffi goes, "Oh, Mom, I love to catch her too, but I got this meeting with Katie." Okay, I'm like, "Oh, meeting with Katie?"
Oh, you're like, we're going to see Katie?
We're going to see Katie? No, the meeting's out in the other room. And then she goes, All right, come on, Thomas. Thomas like, I'm not going to be. Yes, I need. Wait, I'm supposed to go to this meeting? I didn't get it. No, I'm inviting you. Because she wants to have Thomas leave. So that way Taylor can be alone in
with her married ex-husband.
With her married ex-husband. So then so Thomas goes, oh, okay. So Thomas leaves, and then
Thomas needs to be worried about his own dating life.
Yeah, so Rich has no clue about this, and then Taylor goes, oh, you know what she's trying to do. She's trying to make sure we can be alone and all this stuff, whatever, your daughter. Okay, so before Steffi goes, yeah, well, we should all get together. Which is a party's the workplace, right? Yeah. Like, well, what do you care about the workplace rules at Forrester Ridge, okay? Yeah. But today, probably because Taylor up in there, right? So then she goes, oh, well, let's all have dinner together, Tom's of course I'm free. I'm doing shit. I'm living in a hotel next to Sheila. I'm not doing anything, right? I'm free.
Yeah, I have
he
goes, date. Sure, let's I'm a handsome, rich, 30-year-old guy, single guy with no date
in Beverly Hills. So he goes, yeah, I'm free. And she goes, I'm free. You guys want to get together at 7:30? Taylor's, yeah, I'm free. I live with you. Let's get together at our house for dinner. And then she goes, Dad, you haven't answered. And he goes, I gotta check my calendar. And she goes, oh, you gotta check your calendar? You gotta check Brooke. Yes, my wife.
Yeah.
She goes, it's getting to the point where you don't want me away from her because that's my wife.
Because it's my wife.
What's going on, Dad? I'm married. I don't know if I can have dinner with you guys. What, you want to get back to us? So she was all cranky with, you want to get back to us? And she goes, yeah. So then we got this. So then we got the three of them gossiping about Brooke's not at work. She's not okay. People at Forrester come and go. All of a sudden, and no one cares. You can just take off. You don't have to just leave. You can make your own hours or anything else. Yeah. All of a sudden, they got these 3 scheduled meetings with Brooke, and they start gossiping like they're 15, like in high school. You gossip, who's here at work, who's not here.
Where's Brooke? It must be something.
She's not here. There's something going on. I don't know. Ever since Deacon came back. And everything else. It's like, what are you guys It's just like, really? And I understand there's a Ridge. There's always that Taylor, Brooke, Ridge triangle.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it again.
No.
It would be, okay, what should be happening, okay? Sheila don't like Taylor.
Yeah.
Sheila don't like Brooke. Yeah. Okay?
Sheila don't like Stephanie.
Brooke and Taylor don't get along.
Yeah.
Okay? Taylor decides to invite Sheila over and talk Brooke. Stephanie wants Sheila to in her house. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Invite her over for the sake of Finn being, his mom, to come over. So now she's indebted to Taylor. Taylor took the high road, said bring her over.
Yeah.
And Steffi said, okay, she'd come over from 2 to 8.
And
she's not staying. She better eat her turkey then, because she's getting out, right? And she was doing the appetizers, and Steffi looked at that watch, and she was like, I guess I need to go.
Yeah.
It took me so long.
I don't understand why she's not upset with
So
Steffi.
now she's all in the Taylor. I guess she's thinking she got Taylor to side. But then Brooke told her, you were with Steffi? Oh, you ain't gonna see my family, so, and like that. And then now she's against Brooke. But what should be happening is Taylor and Brooke should be getting together.
Yeah.
Hi, Brooke. Hi, Taylor. When Taylor came over, at least Taylor knocked. She should have been, let's talk about this, okay? I don't like you. You don't like me. But the two of us need to get it together and gang up on Sheila. Sheila's here.
Bad news.
She's involved in our family now because of Steffi.
Exactly.
She had a kid. The kid happens to be the man my daughter, of all the guys she could have fallen in love with, she fell in love with Sheila. That should have been the storyline.
Yeah. They
team up. And then this whole Ridge, Steffi. Okay, Brooke is so worried that Ridge is going to leave her. Yeah. Once he finds out from Deacon. Not that to drinking, not that he's going to leave her. That's her only thing. He's going to leave her, And it should be to the point where if he leaves so he try to come back, both of them don't want him.
Yeah, let him go.
Both of them don't want him. Taylor starts looking and getting an interest in Teddy King. Disappeared. Which is Finn's daddy.
Where's Finn's parents?
Where's Finn?
Yeah, exactly.
This guy is like, where is he? He did pop in one day.
Oh my God.
He just popped in,
popped in one day. Sheila anywhere near them.
Yeah.
And stuff, but that's okay because of Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That would be a better storyline.
Yeah.
And then Ridge goes off his hiatus, so he's all mad at Brooke, and then he decides he wants to get back with her. And Brooke's like,
Yeah.
You left me. Then he's okay. Well, I'm gonna run back to Taylor. Taylor's like, you're not running over here. Okay. But no. But on Friday.
The one thing that bugs me about that, Deacon is living in a fantasy world.
Yeah, he is.
What makes him think he's an ex-con?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No job.
Yep.
No money.
No, he does have a job.
Well, you know what I mean.
He's working under the table at his belly restaurant.
Yeah. No
cleaning
money.
the floor and staying there in their back room.
He's trying to stay over. He's trying to gain a relationship with Hope. He's trying to be there. But all of a sudden, he's like, forget Hope. I have a chance at Brooke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's like, forget Hope. Okay. And so, Brooks told him several times that, leave me alone. I love Rich. I want to make this work with him. Blah, blah, blah. Then, and he's like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I remember us, remember the good old days. And it's like, what? Our torrid affair that produced a child and crushed my daughter? That makes no sense. And then, why isn't she encouraging Deacon to go to the meeting? You drank too?
Yeah.
And then,
well, she just found out, Hope just found out that it was Deacon. They did kiss, and she mentioned about that they were drinking together. So maybe now Hope can go on Monday and try to talk with one to meeting. Right now, no one knows that Deacon was there Well, he was there drinking with them. But anyway.
I don't know.
But, we know. Okay, so you know what's going to happen. That's the problem with this thing.
Yeah.
Okay? You know what's going to happen.
In 35 years, I know what's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen. Douglas is going to... Brooke's going to talk to Douglas, try to explain to him about, So Douglas is going to see Taylor and Steffi and Thomas.
And tell them.
And he's going to tell them. They're going to put it together. Steffi's going to go and confront Brooke.
No.
Call her all these names.
She's going to run and tell Ridge.
Yeah.
And Ridge is going to be like, what's this I hear about Deacon? And
then she's going to tell all Brooke and say, Steffi, you can't tell Ridge. You can't tell Ridge. What do you mean I can't tell Ridge? And then of course, so you know that. And then Taylor, of course, tells... Then Taylor, all of a sudden, so they got Taylor's back. It's a new actress playing Taylor, and she's doing a good thing. Got to lose that wig, Yeah,
but Lord.
But she's too perfect.
Yeah,
she's back. She's perfect.
And
she's psychiatrist. She's giving everybody lectures.
Got a clean slate.
Yeah,
all the stuff she's done has been erased for the sake of the storyline.
Yeah. She's in the office. She's running around. So and so. They haven't had her run into Paris yet. Because I would like for her to run into Paris while she's dancing around there. And Paris be like, "Oh, hi, you haven't met my mom. Yeah, you met my dad," which is Wayne Brady. Which someone the other day, I met someone on Twitter.
And you bought them
when that came up and someone said, "Oh, I didn't know." I said, "Oh, yeah." So that whole baby thing was Wayne.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so that's the only thing happening on Bold and the Beautiful. There's one side story.
Yeah,
because every other story is tied into Brooke's drinking.
Right.
What happened? Sheila's talking about Brooke drinking.
Yeah.
Deke's talking about how Brooke.
Yeah.
And then Sheila, Brooke, and then Taylor.
My mom.
Taylor and her two kids are talking about Brooke.
Ridge,
Brooke.
Yeah.
And then Brooke went to the A meeting. Just in case you need, okay? Missing is Katie, nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Donna.
Katie and Donna would be champion for their sister.
Eric, her best friend, nowhere to be found to try to talk to them about this. Or see, Brooks is loose, just Ridge. Ridge is just coming home, popping in every 5 minutes, make sure she's okay.
And Steffi and them are there just.
She ain't been to work. She ain't been out the house. She didn't even have to get a fresh air. She's been in the house, and she doesn't. Oh, she did want to go to the meeting.
Yeah,
but there's another story going on, and it's Paris.
Oh, Paris.
Now,
girl,
I never liked Zoe. When Zoe was on that show, I never liked Zoe. So the first day she walked in, with the whole scene with the room and its house and Wyatt and all this other stuff, I've never ever liked the character of Zoe. I don't think I've ever liked that character of Zoe. I was only rooting for her because she's a black character on a soap, but I never liked the character of Zoe. I never liked this character. No big deal.
Well, now we got Paris, her sister.
Then she started dating Carter, Zoe, which is okay.
Because then they didn't want her.
Yeah, because then they didn't want her. Yeah. But the thing with Carter is that one of the things Bold and the Beautiful does that drives me crazy is that they don't do a lead up. You just one day you're in the office. You've never ever had a scene with this person, and one day you're in the office with them.
And the next day they're
engaged. And the next day you're dating and engaged, and that happened. Katie was after the pandemic. Katie was there. Carter was there, and Zoe was there. They're catching up. Katie's. I call her.
Nosy Katie.
Nosy, exactly like, Mrs. Kravitz. And they start talking. And all of a sudden they leave. She goes, oh, and I said, oh, yeah, you're the hottest thing I've ever seen, Zoe.
Yeah,
I've been checking you out for a while.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, Paris is here. Okay, I like Paris. Okay, Paris came in. I liked Paris.
Paris is Zoe's sister.
She was Zoe's sister. Zoe was like, oh, she's a little nag. I want you out of town.
I want her
She was
around.
all mean to her. I just didn't like the way she was acting with her. You always want what I want. You always want so-and-so. And I'm like, oh, shut up, Zoe. Now I'm like, oh, maybe Zoe was right. Maybe Zoe was right. Zoe should have told us. Because now, okay, the thing with Paris is that you got Paris on there. She's a singer. She's young. She's in her 20s. She's working there, Did the typical Carter got a job. He barely looked at her LinkedIn page and said, oh, you're qualified.
You're my fiance's
sister.
So that qualifies you to work at Forrester.
She gets this job. She works at Forrester, and that's fine. She's there. She works at Forrester. Everything's great. Everything's great. But then, all of a sudden, the writers, or executive, whoever makes a decision on this, the lead person, decides that we're going to make everyone love Paris. Yeah. And they started this thing where every single person was raving and raving and raving about Paris to the point of overkill. I even made a joke on Twitter about it.
Paris is perfect. Paris has everything. And it's like, we don't need a thing of compliments from Paris. Yeah. That's all it is. Oh my God, you did this, you did this.
And then every character saying it to the point where it got to be overkill. So then you have every guy on the show likes Paris. Thomas looked one day and thought she's the best thing ever done it.
Douglas was even interested.
And Douglas, that made sense. Zende, want to take things so slow, and then one day he was so quicker than quick.
Yeah,
he wanted to get engaged and all that stuff. And it's like, come on, dude, And now it's getting to a point where she's now she's wants to be single, wants to date around, wants to do anything else or whatever too, which is fine. When Zende was going so slow, she should have been, that's my chance, let's just date.
Yeah.
But now they've thrown Carter in the mix.
Yeah, now she's interested in Carter.
And now she's interested in Carter.
She's interested in Carter. She have a crush on him.
Yeah, she could have had a crush on him.
He got the job.
Yeah,
he's all this other stuff. He's looking out for her.
Yeah.
So, I understand that.
Yeah, I just don't know where that's going. I don't know. Well, I'm not really into what's happening with that.
Here's a spoiler alert.
Okay,
so Paris's mom's in town now.
Yes, and I did like that. I liked her mom coming.
She's thinking of moving into the town. Zende, helped bring her on board and all that stuff. And the mother's like, oh, you and Zende are a cute little couple. But now the mother is sensing Carter and Paris is interested in each other. And the mom's going to go up to Carter like, what's going on with you and my daughter? You already went with Zoe. Now here you are, my daughter. What the heck is going on?
It's like a black mom coming to break this stuff down.
The mom is bringing a little bit of drama to it, but it's nice that Paris has a talk to.
And we need some drama.
Other than Katie and Steffi, which is fake.
Yeah, but she never does much with Katie, and Katie's the one she's supposed to be working with to this foundation.
Yeah.
And all this stuff too. Well, on Friday's show, she was at Carter's house, and she was there from Thursday night, and because he's her financial advisor, so they were going to talk about their finance things. And then he said things are kind of weird and all this stuff too, because she had kissed him, and he stopped and said, we should talk about this. And he goes, what do you want to do? She said, well, I want to kiss a little more. She's like, I want to kiss so and so, like that. So they were kissing when Michelle went off.
What do you want to see more of, or less of?
I want to see more of Katie, and I want to see more of where is Justin? Where is he?
Where's Bill?
Where's Dollar Bill? Where's Justin?
That story.
We saw Dollar Bill once.
When's the last time Bill and Wyatt and Justin and Liam went to work?
They never go to work anyway. Justin don't work there no more. But Dollar Bill did show up one day out the blue. He's at Liam's house. They made some excuse where Wyatt was. And his house, and he had the nerve to be trying to cut up Deacon. I'm thinking, really? You cutting up Dance?
Exactly Father of the Year.
Father of the Year here. And then, let's have Justin and Dollar Bills both start checking out Paris's mom, since you like to go there and keep it all the families. Have them start looking at Paris's mom like, oh. Then they like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
Okay, I want to see more of Justin, more of Dollar Bill, more of Katie.
I want to see more of anything besides one or two storylines.
Yeah.
It's a half an hour show, but so what? you can tell 3 or 4 stories. I know that they probably have, production challenges and stuff like everyone else.
Yeah.
And they don't have the remotes. I wish they had remotes again. Like, maybe the world will be safe to travel again, and they can go to Australia and go to Italy.
It looks like we were starting to move ahead.
Yeah.
And now I think unfortunately we're going to start stalling again because they tape, about a month out, and all these shows we're watching now, all the shows they tape before the holidays. Yeah. And now in LA, they're telling us to stay home.
The whole fallout,
they're texting you, stay home.
Yeah. I think the whole fallout from Brooke Singh will be all of February, and then all of March will be Sheila trying to hide the fact that she was involved.
Taylor trying to get with Reg.
Yeah.
And who knows if we'll see Dollar Bill or Katie or Justin. And then we'll have the whole fallout from Carter and Paris. And then less up, I want to see less Sheila, less Deacon, less Steffi talking about Brooke and Taylor and Deacon. And I want to see less of that storyline.
I know. It would be ridiculous.
And on the plus side, though, Catherine Kelly's doing an excellent job. I mean, she's doing an excellent acting job.
Yes.
I know a lot of people don't like the character of Brooke. I like Brooke.
I like Brooke, too.
She's doing an excellent job. So we know where this is leading. She's going to do an excellent job. They're probably going to be pushing for
actress.
Actress. Well, Emmys is too late because they come on. Yeah, so I think she's doing a really, really good job with this, the alcohol story.
Right.
The whole thing. And I think they're going to go through Brooke's recovery, go through
I
her
hope that they would and not kind of blow
whole
it
Brooke's
over
recovery.
to the next
hope they go on. Hopefully her and Ridge will work it out and not do the typical split. And then Taylor's trying to get back in the mix. Hoping that doesn't happen. But I think that's where they're probably. That's probably where they're leading to it. Apparently the fans love it, and it's one of those feuds they want to carry on with it. But I think they're pushing.
Keep the feud, but the feud, in my opinion, does not have to be about Ridge anymore.
Yeah.
It can be about how the fact the kids don't get along. Fight over the granddaughters. Fight over,
Well, that'll be coming.
Fight over
in 5 years, those 2 little girls are going to be 15, and they're going to be at school, and they're going to be fighting over, somebody's kid, or fighting over some guy.
Oh, what I don't understand too?
No, they wouldn't fight over Douglas, but you know what I mean. Douglas will be a teenager, they'll be teenagers, it's coming.
Yeah. But the part I don't like is fight over the storyline is just sitting right there waiting.
Yeah. It should be
Thomas doesn't get to see Douglas as much as he should.
There you go.
Hope is Douglas's mother now, so he's taking everything, and then there should be Taylor why is he staying at so-and-so's house?
They kind of started that a little bit. That could be happening now. That could be starting to happen.
Yeah, they don't.
That would be a better storyline, and I think those two should team up and getting at Sheila.
I'm tired of Sheila.
Yeah, I'm tired of Sheila.
She can go.
Sheila coming back. They made a big deal. They made a big so-and-so. They made this whole big story about it, and to me, it just fell flat.
Yeah, because she's like, oh, I got to see my kid. Oh, I've changed. And then you turn around, she hasn't changed.
Yeah, they made this whole thing out of it. The only thing good about that was the twist that she ended up being Finn's mom. Because that was the people kept saying, Finn's mom. And I don't think anyone was saying it's Sheila. Everybody kept saying it was Quinn, it was so-and-so, it was, this and this and that. It came out of nowhere, which they do so well on Boat and the Beautiful.
That's true.
Then it was this whole lead-up, who's the mom, what's going to happen. But then, Entertainment Tonight ended up telling you early, so you knew it was coming. Then they got this whole wedding thing.
Right,
and then
the press preview didn't help.
Yeah, and then you found out that Finn was adopted, and they had a storyline where you had,
Yeah, which makes me go right back to Finn's parents. I'm like, where's Lee? Where's Jack? Those 2 people. I feel like that could be still the third storyline.
That could be the third storyline.
Yeah.
I know they're not on contract, but, we've been trying to get Teddy King. For this, Teddy King could just go back to the hospital.
Exactly.
If he was going to come on Boat and the Beautiful.
Which, we'll have to go to General Hospital in our next segment. Podcast.
But he could just went on we were waiting for Teddy King. Where's Teddy King?
I don't know.
Teddy King's on there. I'm excited. Teddy King's coming. He's coming. And then Teddy King's there.
Weird
just got to lose that weird mustache. But then he came back. Mustache was gone. We're like,
mustache is gone. We can talk now.
So we bring in Teddy King. You bring in Lee, played by Naomi Masada, who's an old friend of mine. So I'm excited. She gets a job. She's on, Bold and the Beautiful. And now I'm messaging her going, when are you coming back?
Yeah,
where are you?
Seen by 35 million people.
Yeah, what's happening? Did you submit your stuff for guests, Emmys? What's going on? And they brought that back, and then they had the whole thing where she didn't know. Yeah. And she told him off and all this stuff.
Jack is Finn's adoptive dad
and his real dad.
Like,
he had an affair with Sheila.
Yeah.
And Sheila was in no right mind of her own, so he ended up
crazy
adopting the kid that's really his kid and never told his wife. And she told him off. And it was
told him off good.
Finn wants something to do with him and all this stuff too.
Still be telling him off.
Yeah, we know they live out of town, so maybe they went back home.
Yeah, but still.
There should be like a mention of them. They went back home. Like that. Steffi can mention, because we haven't seen Finn. I don't know where that actor is. Is he on contract? Is he still on contract? I mean, this guy.
I don't know.
We saw him once, and it wasn't at home.
No, we saw him once about a week or two ago.
He came into the office.
Right.
Just to give her a kiss and a hug, and then he left.
And then she went right back to bitching.
Yeah. It's like we never saw him again.
Now.
Yeah.
Brooke is living rent-free in Steffi's head, because that's all she's thinking about. Gotta get my dad away from Brooke. Gotta get my dad away from Brooke. That's what people do when they're 8.
Okay, but that's fine. Okay.
No.
They acted like they're 8 and they're 9. I don't like it. Okay. It could be different. I think it's in the way they're delivering it.
Yeah.
They could be sitting around gossiping. She could be, Mom, I miss you so much. I was so, and I'm thinking, she was dead half your life. She was soon dead how many times and all this stuff. But,
Too many.
But she's acting like we were together.
Yeah.
All the 30-some years of my life. But anyway, and that's fine.
Yeah.
We know she doesn't like Brooke. Okay, deep down inside, we know that. She doesn't like Brooke.
Right.
She's tolerating Brooke because
of Ridge.
But I like when Hope went over there and they were gossiping, and Hope goes, I thought we were one big blended family, and guess we're not anymore.
Yeah.
And Hope told them off. And we finally got the girls getting along.
Right.
We finally got them getting along. We finally put Liam, who used to get so much airtime, it was ridiculous.
Too much. We put him.
He's kind of like in the background, just saying a line or two every 3 days. He says 3 lines. Mommy ain't gives us Santa Claus. What do you mean, Douglas?
Ever since he got out of jail.
Yeah, you think Deacon is really drinking? He's got these 5 or 6 lines. They kind of pushed him off to the side. That's fine. But there's always someone you don't like your step. You're tolerating them because they're married. And
someone
that's
in your
fine.
family you don't like.
And you probably do have that conversation with your cousins and with your friends.
Yeah, but
like they know deep down they know deep down inside. But to me, when she's talking to Thomas about it, it just seems so scripted.
Yeah.
And so an agenda. And so like her and Tom would have that same conversation.
We don't want to say anything, Dad, but maybe you should be, a mom.
You were happy in our family and all this stuff. Yeah, it just seems like they're
starting it.
It seems like it's overkill. Like they're overkilling it. They're overkilling it. I do like that Thomas is saying some of the things that we're thinking.
The audience is saying.
When they were saying something, he's like, really? You invited her over? Like, he's saying things like, why would you invite Sheila? And then he'll make a comment about, isn't that person so-and-so?
Right.
So Thomas is saying...
Thomas kind of the voice of reason.
Thomas is saying a little bit of things. And then...
Steffi's so bossy. He's going to do anything Steffi says.
Yeah, and then Jacqueline McGinnis Wood is having a kid.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's that far along.
I don't know.
I don't think she's that far along that we're going to be hiding her. So I was thinking maybe they're leading this all up to a big story and then she's going to have to leave.
Yeah.
But she can always go to Paris. But I think she's still got probably 3 or 4 months of taping time. So they'll carry to the summer.
Well, I just can't wait for her and Taylor, not so much Thomas. I'm going to give him a break. But I can't wait for her and Taylor to have egg on their face when they find out that Sheila was the one that set this whole thing
on fire. Yeah, because it's coming.
Can't wait.
It's coming. They're going to be like, oh, because that's what they're leading up to. And then Taylor's going to be like, Brooke, let me help. Okay, then she came over like knocking on the door, let me help you. And it's like, why would I want you to help me? Why would I want you to help me? Because you're now a good person. And you're playing psychiatrist. I can get a psychiatrist. I'm in Beverly Hills. They're on every corner.
I just went to a meeting.
I can get somebody, but it's like they're like prying. Like they know something. It's kind of like something's wrong, and normally you would say, "Go find out." Okay. And then the dumbest thing too, we try to find what's going. We're trying to go on. Okay. There's the person right in your office that can find out what's going on in a sly way, and that's your cousin Zende. Mm-hmm. You go to Zende. That'd be better.
Yeah.
Zende, come here, close the door. That'd be a better story. Close the door.
Zende.
Can you find out what's going on with
Yeah.
Brooke? She has been in the office. She hasn't said something. He goes, I don't know. Rich hasn't said to me.
Can you ask him?
Something like that. Can you find out?
Right.
You know, maybe he told Carter something or whatever. I can't ask Carter.
Maybe
would be
Hope said something to Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a better thing if she was gossiping with him. And then Zende be like, well, let me find out. So then Zende goes, Ridge, you know, is Brooke coming in there? Brooke won't be here today. He's like, is everything okay?
Yeah.
You can talk to me, Uncle Ridge.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, that would be a better storyline than her and Thomas acting like they're 8. It'd be better for her to be saying it to Thomas.
Okay.
Even her saying it to Paris.
Yeah.
You know? And Paris could be like, okay, she's going to a meeting with Katie.
Yeah.
She could come back from the meeting and be like, her and Thomas be like, that was kind of weird. Katie was acting like they protect something. I'm going to go over there.
But Katie don't know. She don't know. Nothing. She ain't been around.
Amelia's going to drop off the kid. I'm going to take her and go next door and see what's happening. Mm-hmm. I got to pick up Douglas.
Anyway, so
but no, they're going to wait. But they're going to wait till Douglas gets there. Yeah, but they're going to wait till Douglas gets there and tells them. Yeah, and they're going to show it 19 times. And it's like...
Yeah, but then you mentioned Zende. Speaking of Zende, it's one thing I kind of wanted to say. In the whole storyline with Zende, Paris Carter, Zende, Thomas, Paris, Zende, anywhere on campus, and it's no offense to the actor who plays him, but I think he's miscast. Basically what it is that he seems like he's younger. I see him as a rival, like with RJ, like he just got out of college or he's still in college. I don't see him as Ron Flynn's character who played him before. He seems younger. Like he should be 21. He should be 20. Just getting through life. I see him more like RJ. Like bring back RJ and Sally's little sister and have Zende rival them. When they had the scene a little bit earlier when he was at dinner with Paris and they were gonna he was gonna propose to her or whatever.
That was funny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. Paris seems more mature than him. She seems 25 years older than him. Zende seems like a kid or like a teenager. Yeah. When he was with that model, Sequoia or something like that, Sequoia was sitting on him. That, to me, seemed like it was more the age. Sequoia seemed 19. I don't know how old she is. But, I don't know. He's too young. The character plays too young, or the actor plays too young. So, I would like... And they're supposed to be young. That's the weird thing. When Rome played... I would like a Zende recast, if they're going to keep that character. When Rome played it, they definitely play it different. No, they definitely play two different roles. But when Rome played the character, I don't know if he played it because we haven't seen him since he was a kid. And here comes this guy. You know, here he comes, isn't he? Which is a smart move, bringing a relative. Right. But I don't know. That's how I feel. I don't know. It's like the way he says his lines, the way he says everything. I don't know. It just doesn't work. And I don't know. Does he work in scenes with Eric? I don't know if he works in scenes with anybody. Does he? There's been so few scenes with him and Eric. Yeah. They basically have left him in that one room. When him and Paris went to the baseball game. Yeah. And she's saying that anthem and stuff. Yeah. To me, that was weird too. He's too young, or too young acting for the character that we've seen so far. But could that be? I don't even believe that he was married. Yeah, it seems like a whole different person. Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, they didn't believe it either because he never talks about it. He came back. I still get annoyed with that lame scene. They wasted Oba Babatunde's time to come down there and approve him. It was like, it was so out of character. I'm like, this man, I'm like, Mr. Avon would not come in there. Like, I know. And where is that family? You know, you had a that family's gone. No, I know you had this. Here's a black family you had. You brought them all in, all that. They're all gone. And to me, I know they decided to build these Buckingham girls and all that. Maybe that's why. But it would have been better to me to have Nicole come back. Yeah.
I know Rain's gone, and they all left, and they're doing well,
and
in
he
the
had
business,
to
which is
start
good.
over,
but I think I would have recast her. Then you would have still had that kind of drama. It could have been she came back to town, and then all of a sudden he's back in town, and I don't know.
Well,
I don't know, but
our first of the 2 soaps.
Yeah. So we're going to continue it. We originally said we were going to talk about both soap operas, but we are not. We're going to do
4, but we're sticking with the 2.
The 2.
We had a lot to say.
And then we're going to do a part 2, which we will talk about Days of Our Lives and General Hospital.
And oh Lord, we got a lot to go talk about there.
So anyway, taking us out today. First of all, where can we find you on social media?
I'm Phyllis_Thomas. You can just find me. Just look. I'm there.
Okay.
Check out TVMusicNetwork.com. Check out our TV Music Network Twitter page. You'll find me.
Okay.
How about you?
You can find me on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram, at Belinda's LA Music, talking about music, talking about the soaps.
Talking about TV.
And all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah.
That's where you can find me. Taking us out is our good friends John and Dave with a beautiful instrumental version of a song called Eden.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See yas.